Chapter 14, the order of Tao. From this chapter, more or less, we can tell why there are so many practitioners in the world. I mean, in terms of Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, New Confucianism, but extremely few could reach the level of wholeness or the level of naturalness or the level of Buddhahood or the level of enlightenment. What is the order of Tao? What is the order of Buddhahood? What is the order of naturalness? Why ancient said this? True practice after realization. That means before you realize what exactly is Tao, what you were doing were actually groundwork. You are still not sure where you are heading to. For instance, this is a very common question, right? Is there right and wrong, or is there right or wrong at the state of Buddhahood? Is there right or wrong at the state of wholeness, naturalness, at the state of enlightenment? What do you think? Yes or no? Hello, this is a question, you know. Is there right and wrong? Do you differentiate right or wrong? At the state of naturalness, at the state of wholeness, at the state of Buddhahood. Do you or do you not? Do you differentiate between right and wrong when you are at the state of naturalness? You realize this, that means you are getting into true practice, according to what the ancients said, right? True practice after realization. If you don't realize this, whatever that you are doing, they are just preparatory work. They are not true practice. Practice, yes, but not true practice. So what is your opinion? Hello, we have covered how many chapters? 13 chapters. Anyone? One is yes. 2 is no. 3 is don't know. No answer. Can you hear me? Do you differentiate between right or wrong at the state of wholeness? Okay. Is there a difference between right or wrong at the state of wholeness? Second question is there a difference between right and wrong? Beautiful and ugly. Is there a difference between right or wrong? This is a different question, you know. Okay. Now, you understand then this can be rather confusing. But if you were to recall the last time when you were typewriting, when you were working on your computer and you were doing everything fluidly, Is there a difference between right and wrong? Yes, if it's supposed to be a Q and then you accidentally touch W, that's wrong, right? And I don't know your level of able to type right. I would know. Oh, don't have to look at the keyboard. Don't have to even look at the screen. I know that I touched the wrong key, pressed onto the wrong key. Okay. There is a difference between right and wrong. But do you differentiate between right and wrong? When you key in the keys, you don't. It's wholeness. It just come out. We do not differentiate. We just do it. We just do it. And we would always do it right. We would always do it right. Think carefully. Typewriting, or even when you are dealing with the society. Now, that's what ancient meant by saying that you only get into true practice after realization. Before realization, all only practice. Preparing yourself, only, doing things, foundation work, because you still do not know where you are heading to. How many people are attending meditation classes? I mean, Zen meditating classes? Millions. How many people spend their time in monastery? Hundreds of thousands. But very few, and that's what these ancient masters said. And if you got into the wrong direction, if you recognize the wrong as the right one, you may end up with problem. Okay, now, what is Tao? Look and cannot be seen, it is called tiny. Listen and cannot be heard, it's called noiseless. Reach and cannot be held, it is called formless. These three, look, listen, reach, cannot describe it clearly, cannot describe Tao clearly. So you have to combine all three together. Okay, and maybe you can have a little bit idea of what exactly is Tao. Above it, not bright. Below it, not dark. That means what? It is the same above it, below, same. Searching repeatedly, cannot find a name. You don't know how to name it. You don't know how to describe it. So returns to nothingness. It is the form of the formless, the image of the nothingness that is blurry. I would put it this way, that this is the form of Tao. Okay, so this is the lamp. We say this is the lamp. What is the function of a lamp? What is the function of Tao? Cannot describe also. So Lao Tzu said this. He said, I follow it. I cannot see its back. I face it. I cannot see its front. Think carefully. When you reach wholeness, what kind of experience do you have? You follow it? You face it? No. You are at one with it. You are in wholeness. Hold on to the Tao as of now. That means the Tao has always been this way. So hold on to the Tao as of now. Hold on to the wholeness, the naturalness, the Buddhahood as of now, to manage the existence now. Why? Why? Well, it is just like in chapter 1, right? Tao never changes. But the approach to Tao, the approach will keep changing. The lion has their way of life. Human, we have our way of life, right? You hold on to Tao to manage the existence now. So what is that? What is that? That means you got to go back to the state of naturalness, the state of Buddhahood, the state of wholeness, the state whereby we move, act, think intuitively. To know the ancient beginning, that is the order of Tao. And if you're able to tap onto that, if you can experience that, then you will understand what is the order of Tao, which is the same from the olden days until now. So this over here, to me, I would say the Lao Tzu is talking about the light. No lamp, no light. One light without lamp, not possible. They come together, one package, form and function. Your ability to typewrite is your form. Your execution of typewriting intuitively, fluidly, that is the function of the form. And how do we know? Where else can we observe this? Why do you think they are sharing? Why do you think the kids are sharing? What's on their mind when they are sharing? Huh? They just share. Must there be a reason? Why should there be a reason? Adults acting naturally. Any reason why are you so natural? When you are playing your violin, your piano, or when you are practicing your qigong? No. Do you differentiate between right and wrong when you were playing your piano fluidly? Oh, I have a concept there. The next key will be this. That when I'm typewriting, oh, the next one is QAR. No. Any concept there? If you still have a concept there, that means you have yet to reach the level of Tao. You have yet to reach the level of Buddhahood. Buddhahood of typewriting. Okay. I hope we can have a better understanding of what exactly is acting naturally. It is not so much of what is being done outside. It is very much about the wholeness between inside the mind, and outside. It is the interaction. Master of Tao. So now, over here, chapter 14, Lao Tzu talks about Tao, form and function. Here, he is talking about how these ancient masters, how they acted. The ancient masters of Tao had the marvelous and mystical ability to know a depth that cannot be known. Okay, marvelous mystical ability to know. This one, 5 sensory organs involved, and extrasensory perception also involved. A depth that cannot be known. Now, we have to read carefully. It is difficult to understand them. Yeah, they know mystical thing. But it doesn't say that they know everything. There's a difference between they have the mystical ability to know. But it doesn't mean that those people who have reached enlightenment means they know everything. No. I'm actually very disagreed with. I disagree with. I think many times practitioners overrated people who have reached the level of Tao. Serious. You look at, okay, let's say we look at who? We look at the monk in recent years who have reached enlightenment. Yeah, Xu Yun, Huang Xin. You think that their contribution to China is better than the many leaders? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. So over here, there's one very important thing, that they have that ability to know. It doesn't mean they know everything. It is because they are unknowable. These people, very difficult to know them. Why? Because do you know Tao? If you do not know Tao, you do not know, you cannot understand chapter 14, you cannot understand chapter 1 and 2. There's no way you can know what exactly is on the mind of the master. Inadequately describe them as they are careful like crossing an ice-covered river. Ice-covered river. If you're not careful, you step on the road, you take one wrong step, the ice break, and then you're going to have big problem. They are cautious, like afraid of neighbors on all sides. And this is what we call focusing, yet not cool. Cautious, sitting down there, as if everybody is looking at me. What am I doing? They are disciplined like a gas. They are relaxed like the ice about to melt. They are simple like an uncarved material. They are tolerant like muddy water. They are open like a valley. Yeah. So these description are quite straightforward. Yeah. Tolerant like muddy water means what? They can mix with anybody else. And eventually muddy water, if you leave them alone, it's going to, the dirt, debris are going to sink down, and the water will return clear. They are open like a valley. Valley is one term that is one word that is commonly used, very frequently used in Tao Te Ching. What about valley here? Valley, you don't have what you call extreme changes of environment in the valley. No. Why? Because the valley is deep down, it's protected. And it is always the place to support life. Animals can get water there, they can get food there. So when we are talking about valley, we are talking about something that is very accommodative, something that is how to put it, that supports life. The quietness will distill murkiness. Now you leave the water, muddy water, leave it there, don't touch it. It is going to distill. The impregnation will bring life. Okay. Impregnation. This is one area that one sentence that there are many versions. Okay. So I would take the one from the Wasu. So this is when you quiet down, like a woman, a pregnant woman, eventually you're going to see life because there'll be a newborn. So impregnation will bring life. The one who holds to this path is not desirous of perfection. See, not desirous of what is behind this, not desirous of perfection. What is behind? Oops. He never talk about ultimate level, complete level. No. Tao Te Ching is beautiful in the sense that there's no such thing as the ultimate level of knowledge. You may know Tao, but it doesn't mean you know everything. You may be a Buddha, you may reach enlightenment, you may reach naturalness, it doesn't mean that you know everything. The one who holds to this path is not desirous of perfection. Only if he is not desirous of perfection, he can stay with imperfection. He is not looking for perfection. So he doesn't, it never think of, I am perfect. I have reached the complete level. I know everything. What is behind this is that you have to keep on learning. You have to stay with the fact that you are not perfect, and you have to keep on learning. See, and how do you practice? How do you learn? We are going back to chapter 1, the 2 approaches. Yeah, you have to perceive and you have to analyze. This is what Nelson Mandela said. No single person, no body of opinion, no political doctrine, no religious doctrine can claim a monopoly on truth. I don't know how you feel. Somehow I find that what he's saying here is parallel to what Lao Tzu said 2,400, 500 years ago. Getting born is entering death. This is one topic that you really have to discuss with those patients who are terminally ill. Know the constant. What is the constant? Getting born is entering death. That's the constant. Same to everything. Have natural death. That's what Tao Te Ching is advocating. Get into the ultimate emptiness. Stay with the quietness. Here, it's about ESP again. Everything is actively developing. I, therefore, watch and their cycles. Everything flourishes and returns to its root. Returning to the root is returning to quietness. Returning to quietness is returning to the order. What order? The order of Tao. Returning to the order is the constant. That's the constant. Tao Te Ching, in Tao Te Ching, nothing stays forever. Not even the sky. Not even the sky. And not even the earth. Right? And then in modern physics or astrophysics, we say that, yeah, that's true. Nothing lasts forever. The sun also will not last forever. Knowing the constant is having clarity, which is very true. Many terminally ill patients, they have a very strong fear, immense fear about dying, in addition to their, what you call, other emotional issues. And well, in Chinese medicine, we said that those who are ill for a long time, the kidney qi will be affected. Kidney qi is the one that rules the determination of a person. And the determination is the one that is going to anchor a person down. So if you're not able to accept that all of us, one day, all of us have to say bye-bye, then comes the moment you may not have the clarity. So like Lao Tzu said, knowing the constant is having clarity. Not knowing the constant and act recklessly will bring harm. I've seen too many of this. Yeah, during those those days, this emperor of Qin, she tried to live forever. So spends plenty of money, spends plenty of resources, build this, build that. He died at a very young age. Bring harm to himself and bring harm to the people. Knowing the constant is acceptance. We accept that this is the constant. This is what is happening. What is happening to the sun, to the moon, to the earth, to the sky. Acceptance is impartiality. Impartiality is the king. The king is the sky. The sky is Tao. Tao is long. Whole life would be without danger. If we are not afraid, if we can face death in a very natural manner, with a clear mind, that we accept that, hey, one day we'll be going. So you don't have any danger. Danger of what? Danger of acting recklessly. Post Lao Tzu, after Lao Tzu, there are many Taoists who have a very funny idea about it. Yeah, Zhang Daolin is all his practice. He named Lao Tzu as the grandmaster, yeah, or the founder of Taoism. But his practice is all about what? His practice is all about becoming a god, fly up to the sky. And then you have Gahong, I think about 400 years after Lao Tzu. He said, this, my destiny is within my grasp, not the sky. When my golden pill is ready, I will live 1 billion years. So this guy, he has a walk. You throw all the chemicals inside, and then including mercury. So he said, when my pill is ready, I just pop the pill, I'll live 1 billion years. But he lived up to 84, I think. Gahong was quite a famous Taoist during then. The next one, Zhang Botuan, was very famous, wrote many books. Yeah, and many people are still following his teachings, because he is also talking about golden pill, but his golden pill is the pill inside the body. You go through the practice. So he says, the sky and the earth is the walk. So I practice, and then I get everything. This is the highest form. And when my pill is ready, he also said that I'll live 1 billion years. He died at the age of 90 something, I think, 94. Yeah. Subsequent to that, there are many, many forms, right? If you read carefully, even some modern forms, they're talking about merging with the sky as the eventual level. But nobody has proved it. Nobody has ever proved it to us that this, I mean, if you prove it that you can merge with the sky, you merge with the universe, that means you're going to last as long as the universe, right? And nobody has yet to be able to prove it to Lao Tzu or prove it to us that Lao Tzu was wrong. Okay. Now, many times I have to speak to patients who were facing death. Many times I would tell them that what is death? It's about losing consciousness. So is losing consciousness terrible? When we sleep, we lose our consciousness. I mean, how many of you that you know that you are sleeping? How many of you are aware that I'm sleeping? Very, very few. Most people, they are not aware of sleeping, that they are asleep. And if you can hell, if you're aware that you are sleeping, I can tell you this, you will have no fear about death. It is, and when you reach that level, your consciousness has gone refined enough, deep enough to understand deeper about how life can be. Is losing consciousness terrible? No. So death is not terrible. Is sleeping terrible? No. So death is not terrible. We can accept that, then life will be peaceful. The best ruler. What is the best ruler? Now, during the time, this spring-autumn era, when Lao Tzu was around, there's no such thing as election, no democracy. Okay, the king would decide how you should live your life. The king would be the one who, well, they have taxation system then, they have rules, they have laws, they have what you call sheriff, they have military powers. Yeah, but there's no democracy, there's no election. The best ruler is one that the people only aware of his existence. You ask the peasant, who is your ruler? Oh, I know who is who and who. How much do you know about your ruler? Ah, no idea. Next is one that the people feel close to and praise him. Next is one that is feared by the people. Next is one that is despised by the people. If the leader is not trustworthy, then the people would not trust. Now, first level is if you do not know his existence. The next one, people feel close to and praise him. In a democracy, that means this is one that I would vote. Next is one that is feared by the people. Now, this is probably not a democratic country. Tyranny. Somali, maybe. Next is one that is despised by the people. Yeah. So this is also probably not a democratic country. I mean, if you despise him, why are you electing him? If the leader is not trustworthy, then the people will not trust. So of all this, one very important point here is trustworthiness. Therefore, a good leader treasures his words. Things are completed in a smooth manner, and people just take it as something natural. Leader treasures his words. Trustworthy. Things are completed in a smooth manner. Like what? Like he has built the road. He has dig the wells and everything, get everything done well for the people. But he never claimed credits. Hey, I did this for you. No, I built this highway for you. I built this bridge for you. Without this bridge, you want to get out of the mountain? Gosh, it will take you 3 days, 4 nights. With the bridge, 1 hour. Thank me, okay? So, and the people just take it as something natural. Means what? Oh, the bridge is ready? Okay, I'm going to town today. I'll use the bridge. I don't have to walk that far now. They take it naturally. Take it as something that is naturally should be there. There was this story during earlier than Lao Tzu's times. So there was this old man. He was playing with these small games in the roadside. So a sheriff passed by, look at him, and say that, "Wow, you're really having a good time. Yeah, we have a good leader. Huh? This Huangdi, this king, yellow king, is good, or yellow emperor. He's really doing us a good job. Yeah." Woman looked up at him and said, "What nonsense are you talking about? I grow my own rice. I dig my own well. I breed my own chickens. It has nothing to do with the king." You know, so this is people only aware of his existence. Take a turn. And the people that feel close to and praise him. 2022, Sri Lanka imploded. Okay. And then the people were so angry. They burned down the house of the premier. Yeah. But Rajapaksa, the one that they wanted to kill, the people wanted to kill, they chased him away, was the one they loved and elected in the year of 2020. So in the year 2020, the people is in Sri Lanka, they felt close and praised Rajapaksa. Came 2020, the country went bankrupt. No money to buy oil, no money to buy paper. Oh, cannot have examination. Why? No paper. Yes. So let's say they have something like our SPM, yeah, our high school exam. Then the education ministry said, "Oh, sorry, yeah, well, we will have to cancel our examination because we don't have paper." And then they are supposed to export high quality tea. There are many tea plantations there, good quality tea. Sorry. Why? Number one, no fertilizer, cannot grow. Number two, no petrol. How to run the factory? Cannot. So everybody not happy, everybody angry. But hello, 2 years ago, you voted for this guy. You were so thankful for him because he said that this is free of charge, that is free of charge. Oh, this GST no good, yeah, too high. Okay, slash it to half. Petrol too expensive. No problem, make it cheap. Education too expensive. Make it free of charge. So when we talk about democracy, things might not be the same. Yeah? The governor, the ex-governor of Sri Lanka, I don't know, I'm not sure whether they still have a functioning governor, all right, governor of the central bank. So the ex-governor of the central bank said that, well, yes, Rajapaksa was corruptive, but 90% of the things, 90% of the wealth of the country went to the people. He took 10%. Yes, it may say that he's one person. He took 10%, that's a lot. But in reality, he tried to please you. So 90% of the wealth of the country went to you people. He took 10%. So now the country bankrupt. That April until now, no solution. Nobody knows what to do. No solution. So people feel close to and praise him. This can be tricky. When we talk about democracy, this can be really tricky. So this is one chapter that does not fit in very well to modern world. Trust is important, extremely important, serious. And when I first went to Europe in 2005, well, it was a cultural shock. You really understand what is trust. Yeah? Finland, Sweden. I've been to Sweden, Denmark, passed by Denmark, never been to Finland, Iceland. But I was told, and I've seen that also in Sweden, that they leave the pram, the baby inside the pram, outside the restaurant. Nobody worries about anything. Why? Trust is there. Went to a hotel, small hotel, yeah. So everyone registered Then went off. My turn, call my name, went over there. Okay, sign the card. Okay, I waited there. So the front desk asked me, sir, anything I can help you? I want to get my key. Do I get my key? Oh, you want a key? We don't give keys here. No problem. You wait here, yeah? When my manager is back, we'll get you the key. No key. And we went to another hotel. After 5, all counters closed. You want to eat anything? Get it out yourself. And you put the money there yourself. You want to you want coffee? You make your own coffee. Same thing, same brew. Trust. This is important. Yeah, you don't have to worry. You feel free wherever you go. You don't have to worry. And trust in government. This is the report in 2002 and Adam. Yeah, China is still the highest. So say whatever we want. The people in China, they trust their government, yeah? Much more than the people in the States. When Tao is no longer around, this one is very straightforward. When Tao is discarded, we have benevolence and justice. When wisdom is surfaced, major frauds are there. When the family is not harmonious, filial piety will be there. When the country is chaotic, loyal ministers will be there. If you look at chapter 2, recall chapter 2, you understand this, right? Why? What is in chapter 2? When you know that when you have an idea that, okay, giving away the seed is good. Giving away the seed is good. That means this is evil. From the perspective of Lao Tzu. But if you're just giving away the seed naturally, that means what? You are acting naturally. And in chapter 2, he's talking about what? Walk your talk. You don't even, just walk, don't talk. If everyone is doing that, we don't have to tell people that you have to act this way. You have to give your seat to the weaker person. You don't. Remember what we said? If a child did not grow up in the human society amongst the wolves and all, he will not be able to walk upright like a normal person. We learn from our surrounding. We learn from our society. So when we talk that, oh, this guy is good, this guy is very kind, or this guy is righteous, that means what? That means there are people that are not righteous. There are people that are not kind. That means what? That means all of us are not doing things in the right way, are not doing things naturally. Therefore, when Tao is discarded, you see this. You see that, oh, this is a nice person because he's giving away the seed. When wisdom is surfaced, major frauds are there. When the family is not harmonious, filial piety will be there. Oh, this is his elder son is very kind, always take care of the mother. That means what? The younger son. The younger son's children are not taking care of the parents. This one is parallel to chapter 2. You understand chapter 2, you understand this. Stop flaunting. Stop and discard pretentious wisdom would benefit the people 100 times. Stop displaying benevolence and justice. The people will return to filial and kindness. Stop being crafty and discard self-benefit. There will be no robbers and thieves. Stop. This stop refers to what? It's asking the kings, the leaders, to stop displaying wisdom, because the people follow you. From the perspective of a practitioner, from the perspective of, let's say, we are talking about persons who command our life activities. That is our mind. Our mind is the one that is ruling, that is commanding our life activities. If we want to walk the path of Tao, we have to stop and discuss pretentious wisdom. Yes. And then that will benefit our body. The people is our body from the perspective of self-practice. Why? When you are acting naturally, now we are going back to naturalness. If you are in the state of naturalness, qi will flow naturally in a very smooth manner. You are not going to have the kind of problem of, not feeling good inside, or you're feeling that, I'm proud. What is the reference? Let's say, we go back to typewriting. When you are typewriting fluidly, what's on the mind? What do you feel inside? Normally, we're not aware of what's happening inside. But let's say if we were practicing Qigong and all this moment that everything just turned out very fluidly. And in Qigong, you always focus inside. Then you would understand that, okay, that's the state of mind when I'm in wholeness. And in this state of mind, in this state of consciousness, I feel good inside out. Yeah. So from the perspective as the leader of the country, or as the leader, or as the minister of an institution, Lao-Tzu is asking them to stop this, stop that, stop displaying benevolence, stop being crafty, and discard self-benefits if you want to rule the country. But from the perspective of self-practice, if you are crafty, what is going to happen? If you keep having the concept of, I have to show people that I'm a kind person, what is going to happen? You may thought that, I feel good. But actually, the qi flow inside is not good. It's just that you mistaken that as good. Stop and discard pretentious wisdom. Stop displaying benevolence. Stop being crafty. All this. Many times, many people thought that, I feel good. Then we're going back to true practice after realization. If you are familiar with naturalness, if you're familiar with wholeness, you're familiar with Buddhahood, you know that all these experiences, when you are displaying kindness, being crafty, what is happening inside the body is not good. Not good. Think carefully. When do we have the highest vitality? That's when we were young. You can play the whole day and then don't get tired. When we were young. And when we were young, what happens? We are in wholeness. Yeah. When we were very young, at the age of 3, 4, that's from the perspective of self-practice. Stop being crafty. You thought that typewriting with 2 index fingers, that was many years before I before I joined a accounting firm, many years ago. So I learned how to type. And there's no computer then. You had to use a typewriter. So using 2 index finger, I thought that solid. I'm a genius. Damn good. Then you join the firm. During those days, we have typists, professional typists. You can type super fast. But they use their fingers and thumbs. Then you know that, gosh, you thought you're good. You thought you're crafty. You're actually third class. And pretentious wisdom. We have ministers going around during the flood and say, let's have volunteer tourism. Yeah. Come to Malaysia, tour to help, volunteer to help during our flood. Mere description of these 3 are never sufficient. Mere description of what we have mentioned just now, not good enough. They have to belong. Walk your talk. Be undecorated and remain simple. Reduce unwanted thinking and lessen desires. What is behind unwanted thinking or unwanted thoughts? What is behind unwanted thinking? And many people, they ask questions. Mr. Wing, when I practice, I cannot stop thinking of anything else. Particularly that boring standing meditation. I close my eyes, everything comes into my mind. What am I supposed to eat later on? Where should I go tomorrow? But if you think carefully, what's behind unwanted thoughts? What brought us these unwanted thoughts? Anyone? Hello? Why the unwanted thoughts? If you dig deep enough, you understand that it's our desires. Yes. If you dig deep enough, this is a form of concept. This is our desires. The ultimate knowledge. Now, earlier on, we said that, Lao said that there's no such thing as the ultimate knowledge. Why now you're talking about ultimate knowledge? The ultimate knowledge brings no worries. This knowledge and the knowledge that we mentioned earlier are not the same. The ultimate knowledge is the knowledge about Tao. Okay? The knowledge about Tao. The knowledge here refers to the experience. You can't describe Tao. You can't describe the form. You can't describe the function. You have to experience it. So the ultimate knowledge here actually refers to Tao. Now, if you have the knowledge of Tao, you have the experience of Tao, you have no worries. How far is between flattery and blame? How far is between beautiful and evil? So someone blame you for something else. Someone praise you for something else. What's the difference between the two? How far? Someone say you are beautiful. The next one say that you are ugly. What's the difference between the two? The background of this is what? The ultimate knowledge. The background of this chapter is the knowledge of Tao. Huh? So now we think about it. Someone says, you're doing fine. What you're doing is good, man. The other one says, you're crazy. You live like a life like a beggar. Look at you, man. Someone says, this dress is good for you, man. You look good, man. The other one come in and, gosh, you look horrible. What's the difference? How far between these? The one that is dreaded by the people must not be dreaded. There must be it should be a question mark there. The one that is dreaded, that things that people don't like, that people, the remarks like, you look horrible, man. Come on, can't you put on something nicer? That is something that's dreaded by the people. Must not be not dreaded. That has been the way since ancient days and does not seem to have an end. Since ancient days until now. The normal people, they are afraid to get this kind of remark. So when you are practicing Tao, what is important? It is the ultimate knowledge, it's an ultimate experience. If you are worried about what others are saying, if you are dreaded, then it will be very difficult for you to go on. Peer pressure will always be there since the ancient day. How to practice, how to live. Do you go your way or what? Or you go with the flow? Others are joyous, like going to enjoy a sumptuous feast, like going up the terrace in the spring. I alone am quiet. It was very quiet. No sign at all. Blurry like a newborn who has yet to smile. Tired as if I have nowhere to return to. Yeah. Tired as if I have nowhere to return to is like what? People are going to beautiful places. And you have no aims of going for a sumptuous feasts or going up the terrace to enjoy the spring. You have no aim at all. All have more than needed except me. I am one with the fool's heart. Yeah, you're a fool, man. You do not know how to enjoy sumptuous meals. You do not know how to enjoy beautiful things up the terrace. Go up to the 101 stories building to look out and enjoy the beautiful scenery. You do not know. You're a stupid guy. Others are bright. I alone am dull. They give their opinion. You don't know anything. Huh? Others are shocked. I alone am simple, indistinct, like the sea, drifting, like never stop. Others are proud of their possession, but I stubbornly despise. I alone am different. I treasure staying with Tao. We have mentioned before, what's the difference between those who have wisdom and those who have not, who have no wisdom. What is the purpose of a bag? The wise man or woman would always recognize the nature of a substance or an issue, right? So over here, maybe Lao Tzu is happy with whatever bag that he's getting. People looking at him and say, gosh, I already got my Birkin, man. What are you doing, man? That plastic bag. Oh, bad for nature, not green. You should get something better than that. You are damaging the earth. And I'm getting, you see my watch? This is Patek Philips, something else. What you are using? Casio? So what Lao Tzu is trying to tell us here is that if you want to walk the path, you must be ready to face peer pressure. You must be ready to take that. Now, how do we look at it? See, the process of growing up has brought us many things that we lost. We lost our clarity about nature of substances. This child crying in cold, infant crying cold. Do you think that he's crying because you are not giving me a cashmere? Yeah, just giving me a cotton sheet? No. Definitely, he's not yelling that because I want a cashmere, throw away this cotton sheet. But then, as we grow older, I bought a Birkin. I just bought my iPhone 15. I just bought Patek Philippe. We are going to holiday in Spain. These are the things that we see. And as a person who is interested in the practice of Tao, you are going to face this. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go with the flow? Okay. I think we stop here today.